What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Game Show Global Esports Cup. This is going to be the last game of the day, which is really weird because we've had so many games over the course of the past couple days, but this one is going to be a slightly shorter one. So regardless of that fact, it's going to be Kaipi going up against Goomba Gaming, and, well, Kaipi don't exactly have their full roster right now. Seems like Cancel is not here for whatever reason. And we have this guy named Ding Dong Sing Pong Dong, I think is what his name is called. But you all probably better know him as Sing Sing. So it's going to be very exciting to see Sing Sing playing with Kaipi, playing with Comfy, playing with Bone7. Good times there. For the Goomba Gaming side, I'm pretty sure everyone's here who's supposed to be here. Name's a little rough, but hey, at least Reborn didn't screw us over too much this time. I'm Mikelorus, gonna be your only caster for this series, and well, this one should be a very interesting one. Kaipi the other day, yesterday actually, just 1-1 with Golden Boys. More or less result as expected, I would say. That being said, Kaipi don't exactly have a wealth of points at this moment. Goomba haven't played a ton of games themselves and have actually a lot more to play. So we're going to see a lot more Goomba in the next couple days, guys. So we'll see how many points they can chalk up. As far as the group is concerned, 4 Clovers sitting on the top of it, and everyone else, you know, kind of wrestling for those spots. NLG not doing too bad either. So we'll see who is able to grab these points. Again, a 2-0 is 3 points. And a 1-1 split is 1 point apiece. So, go figure, you want more points. Who could have seen that one coming? For the Kaipi side, it seems like, well, regardless of who's actually going to be playing for them, they're going to stick to their guns, although at a certain point in this patch, this is as standard as it gets. If IO's in the pool, you go ahead and pick the IO. Goomba Gaming probably going to respond with some sort of like Queen of Pain, Winter Wyvern duo opening. Would pretty much expect something along those lines, but yeah, definitely going to be an IO game here for Kaipi. I don't really like it that much when teams pick up the Tiny straight after. I mean, it's perfectly fine. It is definitely very strong, but I feel like the IO combinations are strong enough in Dota now. I mean, maybe IO Tiny is just a notch above everyone else, but it's strong enough so that you can let the bans go through the second ban phase and then really analyze later on who you want as that partner. Sometimes, you know, Tiny just not looking the best. Right now he's looking decent. Dazzle's the opening for Goomba Gaming. Again, Queen of Pain, Wind Ranger, Templar Assassin. I would say Shadow Fiend, but he's banned out. Those are the real big openers, although Tusk is still in the pool, and with the Dazzle would be pretty strong. Alternatively, Slardar. I'm just listing off the strong heroes right now, and I don't really think Goomba have a real propensity for going for either, you know, any particular hero there. Like, obviously, any hero that I've listed is pretty strong, and it looks like I missed one. Oh, woe is me. It is going to be the Darkseer pickup here for the Goomba Gaming side. Darkseer, Dazzle, an okay response to an IO if you're expecting a Tiny. Obviously, keeping yourself alive is going to be very useful with the Dazzle, and then Darkseer Surge to a lesser extent. But really, it's that wall, and it looks like for Kaipi, they're not going to go ahead and grab the IO partner right off the bat. It is going to be an IO, now with a Bane for the Kaipi side, and this is really where the IO position is frequently seen. It's either like IO Bane, or like IO Disruptor or something like that, some sort of utility disabler to go along with that IO. Because generally when you have an IO, that's pretty much a dead support hero. It's just another hero and a half, really. So if like you have a dual lane mid, it's like 1.5 versus 1, which is sometimes fine, but sometimes it's just a little bit too weak. So you need a hero that can hold down the fort. Bane is definitely going to be that hero. Got a whole bunch of purple heroes being picked up, but you know, Bane also serves the role of being a good response to an IO. Just being able to Nightmare IO or his partner upon arrival, grip the other one, you're good to go. Is also a pretty good response to Darkseer. If you're going to be poking him out of lane, Bane can definitely do so, has pretty high base damage, and is pretty functional in that regard. Alternatively, once the Darkseer surges himself, you just put him to sleep, and you're good to go. It's really, really easy combos there from the Bane. As long as you're patient, you should be fine. Of course, they're looking for some sort of setup hero, some sort of payoff hero for the Bane. Ember Spirit's still in the pool, and is usually picked up with that combination in mind. For Goomba Gaming, it's going to be a Slardar pick. I mean, you can't really be too surprised about this one. They already have the Dazzle. Slardar tears through these soft heroes like a hot knife, and you know, IO is pretty much as soft as they come. And even for Goomba Gaming, though they can't get their hands in the Tusk, which is usually what you want to do with a Slaughter if you can, Darkseer, just being able to surge in Slaughter means that he gets safe sprint for the retreat. Ion Shell and Slaughter is actually completely crazy if you're going on to these softer heroes, and Kaipi look like they are going to be pretty soft. Now, Gyrocopter's the pickup right now for Kaipi. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be a dual lane with the IO. Like, it might be a defensive tri-lane with the IO, that is possible. But really with the IO, what you get is just immense amount of lane flexibility. So it still can be like a tiny fourth pick, and then they just run Gyrocopter Bane. Nightmare is set up for a little bit of the rockets. Onto a Darkseer, you may not always get the kill with that, but it doesn't look like Goomba are going to be mixing up their lanes all that much. As far as those aggressive partners with the Darkseer, they've all for the most part been banned out like by Kaipi. Like all four of those heroes could have dual laned with the Darkseer and done really well. We've seen some other weirder lanes, like we've seen Darkseer Slaughters before. A little bit less effective, but Kaipi are going to grab a Mirana. Oh, what year is it, guys? Getting nerd chills. This is going to be sweet, man. Okay, so I don't know exactly how the roles are going to shift up because Kaipi don't actually play with Sing Sing like as an official member. That being Cancel usually goes towards the mid lane. That being said, yeah, I don't know who Sing Sing is going to play. Sing Sing Mirana used to be a thing. I don't know how much he's been practicing, but I'm going to assume it still might be a thing. And it is a lot easier to play Mirana when you have a setup. Bane is probably not the best setup. I would say Shadow Demon might be a little bit better because with Nightmare, you can pull it away if you're a Disruptor or something like that. Of course, you might get arrowed yourself, but that's the price you have to pay as a support hero. The Goomba Gaming side are going to be dodging arrows, and they do have okay responses. You know, the Dazzle Grave is not too bad. The Disruptor with the Field and the Glimpse is not bad either, but definitely the Mirana is an interesting pickup here for the Kaipi side. I want to believe it's going to be a Sing Sing Mirana. I don't know how many years it has been since I've seen that, since he's, for the most part, well, Mirana's for the most part phased out, and Sing Sing for the most part plays a little bit more of a harder role, as a harder carry role. Mirana, you don't really want to be doing that unless you're a secondary damage dealer. I don't really think Goomba Gaming have any room here for an Abaddon, and Legion Commander's already banned out, which are, you know, usually the go-tos if you're going up against this setup heavy combo of a Mirana and Bane. But Goomba Gaming, they're going to go for the blue draft. Can't really blame them. The synergies are real, guys. They have some pretty good team fight right now. Slaughter, of course, with the initiation. Darkseer Disruptor for the AoE team fight follow-up, and well, Kaipi, they seem like they're going to be more on the get in and get out really quickly plan. Usually Mirana is going to be trying to play as close to that plan as possible. You know, throw an arrow, get the kill, back off, repeat until you win the game. And for Goomba, they're going to be looking for the heavier clashes. Like, take a really decisive clash, you know, get the Static Storm down, vacuum him into it, drop the wall, and then, you know, chase after survivors with the Slaughter as needed. Goomba Gaming, they are looking for a mid lane here. On most of the mids, there's still a couple here, like Templar Assassin is still in the pool, Wind Ranger is still in the pool, so you know, pretty easy pickups there for Goomba. I don't really think they would be really tailoring their mid picks too much here. I mean, you could maybe expect a couple of arrows to go towards mid, but for the most part, there are no heroes that are going to be super resistant to that. It's really Vision that helps out there, and Phantom Assassin's the pick for Goomba. That's an interesting one. It is a hero that gets nuts out of control with amplified damage. That sure is hell a thing. And Kaipi's side aren't really super strong. As far as answers to the Phantom Assassin, Kaipi don't really have that many. They really want really fast point-click disables. Like Bane has Nightmare and Grip. Those are like Kaipi's resources. Maybe an arrow sometimes in the fight, but for the most part, once a Phantom Assassin jumps in, there's going to be a rough spot for Kaipi there, because they have to deal with not only a Phantom Assassin jumping in, but they also have to deal with a Slaughter jumping in. So who do you Nightmare? Who do you Grip? Ideally, you want to do both, but then you have to deal with the Static Storm and the Vacuum to cancel some of those casts. So this is going to be, it looks like a dual lane mid for Kaipi so far, with the Tiny having been banned out from Goomba Gaming. But with the PA, it looks like Phantom Assassin's going to be going towards mid. May or may not be joined by the Dazzle. You do get some combos maybe with Stifling Dagger into Heal Bomb. And it seems like Puck is going to be the choice here for the Kaipi side. Not exactly, again, the best hero to have in response to a Phantom Assassin, but is able to very freely dodge her harassment, all of her harassment. In fact, Puck can dodge most of the effects of Goomba since they come out pretty slowly. This is going to help Kaipi go for a little bit more of a team fight angle. Not really sure if it's going to necessarily deviate their their game plan in so much as they actually look for those team fights. I'm ever interested to see what these lanes from Kaipi are going to be looking like, because with an IO, your lanes are going to be very flexible. Same thing as with the Mirana. Unfortunately for Goomba, someone chill. It's dropping the ball, man. Get in here. It's time to play some Dota. There was one series that I just finished casting, lasted like 30 minutes or an hour for a best of 2. It was really disgusting. So I'm hoping this one is going to be at least a little bit better. Hoping my frames actually smooth out, because I'm getting some lag here. But you know what? While we're waiting, guys, let's go over who's going to be playing what on the Goomba Gaming side. It's going to be Wee Wambo on the Dazzle. Over on the Disruptor, it's going to be Edie. Is that an orange lizard? That looks like a wolf. What the hell is that? I've never seen that one before. That looks freaking crazy. Is that like some Chinese New Year thing that I didn't realize was in this game? Probably. Scabo is going to be playing the Slardar. Criminal or heroin dealer. Should be Shaq is on the Phantom Assassin. Of course, Chill's not here yet. So, you know, once Chill comes in, he should be picking up the Darkseer. In the Kaipi side, we got Bone 7, usually in the off lane. For the Kaipi side, he's going to be handling the puck. Come With Me is on the IO. This should be Bisa on the Gyrocopter and Boof Me on the Bane. And then Ding Dong, Sing Pong, Dong Mong Kong, or Sing Sing, is on the Mirana. So it is going to be a Sing Mirana, guys. I don't really know when the last time was that Sing Sing played this hero in an actual real game, not just like his random pubs. I have very high expectations from any Mirana that's picked up ever. I feel like in this patch, if you're going to feel comfortable picking up a Mirana, you got to do some serious work with her. And Kaipi, they fourth picked her. I mean, it's not exactly a fifth pick, but, you know, it's still a kind of late-ish pick for the Kaipi side. It'll be very interesting to see how many arrows it's actually able to land. Again, Bane's Nightmare is going to be the primary setup tool for that. Not much that anyone else on the Kaipi side can throw in to contribute. I don't expect there to be any homing missiles from the Gyrocopter. So Nightmare into arrow into right clicks. If you're trying to go for a Phantom Assassin, yeah, the arrow may land, but actually getting the kill through Blur with you know, the Mirana's pitiful right click damage, 43 is below average, then you may or may not get the kill. But definitely Disruptor, Dazzle, or even just as like a harassment technique. Obviously you want to get the kills, but you're going to need a lot of levels, or a really, really long range arrow if you're going to get it. But hopefully once Chill gets in, we'll actually be able to see this game. I'm still not entirely convinced on this puck pick. I'm pretty sure Wind Ranger was still in the pool. I mean, they were looking for an off lane, I guess, but it is going to, of course, come down to how these lanes come down for Kaipi. Again, Bone 7 usually going to go towards the off lane, but, you know, maybe a IO +1 on the bottom lane even. Like, we've seen teams do that with IO Legion Commander before. That is pretty successful. IO Slardar has been experimented with. I don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, the lanes from Kaipi definitely going to be a little bit variable, and we'll see if this puck is actually able to get going. Oh yeah, Kaipi are still at a LAN. They were at a LAN yesterday. And, well, the game had a lot of pauses, and Golden Boys were on the receiving end of, yeah, some internet connection issues, let's say. Wait, how come Kaipi are on a LAN, but they're playing with a stand-in who's not on LAN? How does that make sense? Something must have been happening with Cancel over there. Cancel's display, his performance yesterday wasn't exactly stellar. It wasn't really in great environments, those games, to be fair, but yeah, still wasn't impressed by Cancel yesterday. I was impressed by Cancel a couple days before that, so I'm not really sure what's going on for the team. But you know, Sing Sing on Kaipi, that's the dream, right? If only there was some way that this player would get on this team. I don't even know what's going on with Monkey Freedom Fighters. Did they just like did they actually, what's it called? Cancel their game? They had a game earlier today, didn't they? That was like delayed or something like that. I might be wrong, but they also forfeited the rest of their next game versus Abraxas in this tournament. So I actually have no idea what's going on with MFF. Which is a shame. Definitely a very entertaining team to watch, but I don't know. It seems like Sing Sing is just cursed to never find a team. Yeah, chat saying they'll disband soon. I'm pretty sure you guys may be correct. You're definitely onto something. They did have a game scheduled earlier today. I'm pretty sure I'm not tripping balls right now. Oh yeah, 4 Clovers. That was postponed. Yeah, postponed in quotation marks, right? We all know what that means. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hopefully Chill can come back. I don't remember Chill having many internet connection issues. Like, there are some players that you just know have, like, toaster oven computers, and they have just, you know, the worst connections. On London Conspiracy, Baby Knight's connection sucks ass, and he's always, like, working with, like, 250 ping. Yet he still is able to play Ember Spirit. I don't know how he does it, but he's been trained in the fires of ping. And Arise always has really bad internet connection. Who knows? Who knows, man? Yeah, I'm interested to see what these lanes are going to look like. I'm interested to see this game, because it's not every day that we get to see, first of all, Sing Sing Mirana. Also, Phantom Assassin's not exactly a super common hero either, so sometimes Phantom Assassin just gets nuts out of control, and she's just plowing through heroes left and right. And Kaipi's side, still, they are not super tanky to actually, you know, deal with a Phantom Assassin. Should they get jumped, they most likely will die very quickly, especially a Phantom Assassin with amplified damage, which is just not fun at all. But yeah, it is going to determine a lot on how aggressive Kaipi are able to be early on, because that's a lot of value that you get from the Miranas, your ability to play aggressively early on. And then, you know, have a Gyrocopter do the same thing, but also have that minor amount of late game scaling. They're not going all in on the early game aggression, like this Gyrocopter's in a Jakiro or something like that. They will have a little bit of scaling down the line, but it is going to be Kaipi to be more so on the aggressive than not, at least for the early phase, to see if they can keep tempo. If they can, being able to limit the Phantom Assassin's farm, you know, delay her from getting a BKB or a Battle Fury or, you know, any one of those items. And that'll be how Kaipi probably end up winning this game, if they do end up winning this game. For Goomba, they just have to pretty much hold the fort, right? Just sit back, let the Phantom Assassin get leveled, let the Phantom Assassin get farm. Because in a late game scenario, yeah, the Kaipi side do have a lot of mobility, especially with Relocate, but, you know, aside from that, they have the Leap, they have the Puck, very, very mobile heroes, and that opens up the door for split push. But outside of that, brute force fights are going to be won by Goomba almost every single time. Like, the AoE team fight is, the combination's insane. The hero that's going to be in the middle of the fray, ideally BKB turned on, is going to be much, much stronger directly versus any Kaipi hero, at least on a 1v1 basis.
The battle begins.
So we'll see if Kaipi are able to get enough aggression on the board right now.
Should make my life easier.
Looks like Boofney is going to be hanging around the bottom lane with the Mirana, obviously. That was going to be the plan. And it is going to be a little bit of a switch up here. Not really sure how much of this is because of Sing Sing being here. Not really sure how much of this is because, you know, Cancel's not here. But, you know, for whatever reason, it's just going to be a mid-puck, probably the most standard that you can find. Is going to have a matchup versus the Phantom Assassin, and for PA, that's actually not that bad. Of course, once level 2 comes up with the puck, you won't be able to harass the puck at all, since every single dagger you throw, every single time you Phantom Strike to the puck, you'll be taking a lot of damage, or you'll just be missing the dagger entirely. So for Bone 7, he's going to be pretty much as resistant as he possibly can be versus this lane, but the damage from the Phantom Assassin, plus the ability to last hit with the daggers, is going to be strong enough. They're going to look for Skabo down towards bottom and poke him a little bit. Skabo doesn't have his backup yet in the area, but Edie's coming in. So yeah, this matchup you would expect to be fairly even, although Phantom Assassin really struggling for right now. You would expect, you know, Stifling Daggers to be chucked out a little bit more. Maybe once she gets her bottle or a Ring of Bacilli or something like that, then just spam them out non-stop, and you pretty much are guaranteed a creep kill every single time you throw out that dagger. Now the bottom lane is going to be a 2v2 lane. We'll see if the Dazzle actually wants to show his face down here. Right now, Boofney is going for the Brain Sap harassment route. Brain Sap is very cheap and actually very high amount of damage for a level 1 skill. Like, 90 is very, very high. Like, this is 75 damage, level 1. I guess an AoE, technically, but that is also reduced by magic. So, yeah, Brain Sap is a ridiculously cost-effective skill, and well, now that he has Nightmare, the threat is going to increase, but the threat is also going to be significantly answered by the fact that there is a Dazzle and Disruptor here. 2 range heroes, so that they can both pull off the Nightmare off the Slardar. They will be putting themselves in risk whenever that happens. But that's just the price you pay. That's just the price you pay whenever there is a Nightmare on the board. Someone is going to get put to sleep. And Boofney, he has mana for Nightmare, but doesn't have mana for Brain Sap. So we'll see if they actually find a setup. Hopefully they don't go right now, because I'm taking a look at the top lane. It's going to be Gyrocopter going up against the Darkseer. Gyrocopter has a little bit of help from Come With Me. Not able to help out all that much. I thought Come With Me's model was bugged out or something like that. Invisible Io is probably cheating. But yeah, the Gyrocopter is going to have his tower pushed. He should still be able to last hit half decently, but you can see already he's dropped a couple of tangos. And yeah, just forced to being last hit under the tower. Never ideal unless you're like a lifestealer or something like that, who is just so much base damage. And Chill really doesn't have that much to fear. I mean, there's no hard crowd control for him up in this top lane. A little bit of Rocket Barrage damage, perhaps, but with the Surge, I mean, that's about all it's going to be. And he drops down a quarter of his HP. I mean, it's not bad for Kaipi. It didn't really cost him that much, but still, this Darkseer is going to have almost a free run in the lane, and by far the most interesting lane is going to be bottom. And I'm pretty sure this isn't the lane that Kaipi were really looking for. Perhaps they were expecting dual lanes for Goomba. They would like commit, I don't know, a disrupt drop towards top lane or something, but they're going to arrow onto Scabo right now. There is a heal and a grave, so they're not going to kill the Slaughter right now, but it's still a hell of a lot of free damage. Shoot arrow, hit arrow, 100% success rate so far for the Mirana. Of course, that one actually didn't matter in the end, since Scabo was going to salve up. I mean, didn't result into a kill, so I'm not going to say it didn't matter. It does matter. You force out regeneration, but now Scabo's pissed. He's going to go straight towards Boofney. Field is going to go up. Brain Sap will keep the Bane a little bit safer. There's no man on the Mirana right now. Boofney's going to get into tower range. Scabo taking a couple tower shots. Will fall back. Edie's the one in a lot of trouble. Starstorm will actually get the kill on Slaughter, and will also get the kill on Disruptor. Now he's looking for Wambo. Oh, can he hit this arrow? It's kind of hard to hit these types of arrows because the enemy will see it coming, but he's just going to run him down. He has boots, and the Dazzle does not. There's a level of heal here for the Dazzle. He's going to wait till he commits into a tree line, and he will grab him with the arrow. Double kill for Sing Sing. Although I'm pretty sure technically he deserves the triple kill because he also ended up, you know, being able to kill off the Slaughter in the midst of it. So that's a start for the Mirana, guys. This is why Sing Sing Mirana used to be a thing. Granted, that was a little bit too aggressive from Goomba. That was a very easily avoidable situation. They tried to dive a Bane, who is actually pretty tanky as far as intelligence heroes are concerned. Like 644 HP is quite a bit, not to mention the fact that he effectively has another 160 on top of that with level 2 Brain Sap. So going for that in and of itself was a little bit bold there from the Goomba side, but maybe just disrespecting this Mirana's power. Again, Mirana's not a super threatening hero. Oh, okay. Well, Arrow is now at 2/3 success rate. Starstorm's still going to fall onto Wee Wambo. Sing Sing is going to not have to deal with Scabo right now, although Boofney caught in the field. Still has a Brain Sap, and it looks like there's absolutely no follow-up here, so it looks like nothing's really going to come of that. Over towards mid, Bone 7 and Shaq are going to be trading hits. Although it does seem like, for the most part, it is going to be more or less that even lane that you would expect. No huge acceleration here for the Phantom Assassin until she gets BKB, but she's actually going to get coiled. There is another orb here for Bone 7. Oh, no, he's going to snap the coil. Will that kill off the Phantom Assassin? Needs a couple more right clicks. Here comes the Io. Looking for the spirits. He'll spread him out. Oh, one's going to connect. 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's not enough. It only is level 1, it seems. And the Io being here is going to give Bone 7 another bottle charge, and the Phantom Assassin's way out of lane now. Probably can't return super easily, but still. It is going to be the Phantom Assassin to barely scrape out and escape. Bottom lane, however, Wambo off to the side. It does not know that Boofney is right around the corner as well, but here's the Nightmare. Arrow is going to be pulled off, but it'll still land. Wee Wambo in a little bit of trouble, although they'll crush up Boofney, so there's no Brain Sap just yet. They'll jump forward for the Starstorm. Wambo now forced to grave himself. They just need one more shot to kill him off. Can't Sing Sing find the angles. Looking for Edie instead with the phase boots. He'll have enough damage. He'll kill off the Disruptor. Now he's looking for Scabo, although it seems like the Mirana is pretty much tapped out. No more mana. That means no more aggression. They don't get the kill on the Dazzle, but it doesn't matter. They get the kill anyway, and for Kaipi, I'm pretty sure they don't really care about that. Because Mirana's getting a decent amount of farm, a lot more farm than the Slaughter, and with the phase boots, this is really where Mirana becomes at least a threatening right clicker. Like 80 damage a pop is more or less what you would expect. Now they're going to go towards Scabo. They're going to wait for him to commit into an angle before they check out this arrow, or just work him down with the Brain Sap and the arrow shots, the overcharge attack speed plus the tether movement speed, really doing it there for the Mirana. But yeah, before you get the phase boots, you're hitting pretty much just like the cat that she's riding on. It doesn't really hurt that hard. With the phase boots, you're able to keep chase, even with a hero that is as fast as Slaughter. So it's now going to be 5-0, all of which are happening on this bottom lane. Yeah, Goomba probably mismanaging this lane a little bit. Like, they definitely are making some questionably aggressive plays. But still, 4-0-1 on Mirana, level 6 now. Sing Sing is going to be having a roaring time over here. Of course, on the top lane, like, Bisa is still just, trading last hits. I don't want to make it seem like I'm a huge Sing Sing fanboy or anything like that, because honestly, I'm not. I'm excessively neutral about him. But the other lanes are just really passive. Like, there's actually no way anyone could die in this top lane unless there's a massive rotation in. Goomba have completely abandoned their bottom lane in favor of trying to go for a kill on Gyrocopter, and Gyrocopter has been farming very comfortably. And he is going to unleash the call down. That is actually really good for Chill because he's not going to die to this. He's going to surge himself out. Now they know that the Gyrocopter has no ultimate. He is going to have to watch out for the glimpse. It's available. They throw up the field. Gyrocopter actually has no mana whatsoever. Here comes Come With Me as a regen rune. Is that going to save the Gyrocopter? Seems like it will. Skabo taking tower shots. Io Spirits also will kill off one. Now they're looking for Chill. Couple more right clicks from downtown are needed. Not quite there. Wambo's at 1 HP. Will get himself grave. Edie, though, getting a jump by Bone 7. Will fall. Wambo now also to fall. A 3-0 on this top lane for Kaipi. Come With Me having the perfect rune. And that is just enough to save the Gyrocopter's ass, even without having the call down. I expected the Gyrocopter to die, and it would have been just a 1-0 pickoff for Goomba, but instead we have Goomba losing 3 heroes, gaining absolutely nothing over towards mid lane. Seems like Shax is going to take a snooze. No follow-up because the arrow is on the bottom lane. Although Puck is coming in. He doesn't have a coil, but he does have level 4 orb, Brain Sap, and the silence. Is it enough? They need more right clicks, but with level 2 evasion, the blur is going to keep the Phantom Assassin alive. Yeah, the rift, not quite enough there for the Puck. This Waning Rift doesn't really do all that much damage in the orb. The Puck is kind of a low damage hero. He really makes up for it for being mobile and very utility heavy. But Ding Dong, Sing Pong, and Dong Mong Kong now looking for Skabo down towards bottom lane. Level 7 Mirana versus only level 4 Slardar. And though Slardar is rather tanky, you can't really compete with Phase Boots Mirana. It's just way too much damage. Ring of Basilius is turned on. Sing Sing has already claimed the bottom tier 1. Seems like Goomba are just across the map, just scrambling for answers. Like, that 3-man gank on the top lane was an ultimate desperation play. Now, here comes the arrow. That creep is going to really have it in the morning. That's going to hurt. But they're looking for mid lane instead. Edie is super soft right now. There are heroes coming in. Slaughter, although, getting into a fight with Mirana. Takes a Star Storm to the face. He does have a Dazzle right behind him, so he's probably not going to get insta-gibbed here unless a weird arrow lands. They're going to charge in for Edie. Coil is there. They don't even need the orb. Although they already used it, actually. They don't even need Boofney, rather. Disruptor to fall over in mid, and again, it just seems like Goomba, they're not really sure what to do here.
Radiant's middle tower
Top lane desperation gank didn't work. Bottom defensive tri lane didn't work against a Bane Mirana lane, which should have lost versus the Goomba lane. But instead, we have Kaipi with an outrageous gold advantage right now. And all the heroes that matter, of course. Like Bane and the Io, they're kind of poor, but they have like boots and bottle. That's really all they need. Now Boofney, who's just looking for vision so that he can put someone to sleep. Obviously, you want to take the Dazzle out of the fight if you can. But at the same time, beggars can't be choosers. While this is happening, they have 2 heroes, Kaipi, on this bottom lane. That's all that they've committed here. And they're getting a lot of free chip damage on this tier 2 tower. It's only 10 minutes in. Tier 2 tower should not die right now. Here's the Nightmare to Slaughter. No follow-up angle there from Mirana, however, so it will just be a brain stat. Now here comes the Phantom Assassin. She's going to chuck a dagger. Does she really want to go into this, however? There's no mana on Boofney. They know about it. Phantom Strike in. Boofney not getting crit down just yet. Arrow's going to fly. Will interrupt the Phantom Assassin just a little bit. And it looks like that will be just enough to get Boofney out of range. Ooh, and Moonlight Shadow. Are they going to go back in? Time to man up. Ding Dong. Sing Pong. Unfortunately for them, it seems like Goomba, I don't think they saw it. Maybe they saw it on top lane. Either way, they're playing as if they saw it. So I'm going to assume that the Mirana's Moonlight Shadow was spotted there. They'll keep themselves alive, but again, it's a 2v3 on the bottom lane, and still Kaipi are getting a lot done with very, very few heroes. In the meantime, Bone 7's having a field day over in mid. TP coming in. Well, that was a little bit awkward. Did he misclick? I think he tried to like do something else there. Up towards top lane. In the meantime, Chill taking it full. Rocket Barrage will fall. They will take down the Io, but now Bisa is just going to chase after this Phantom Assassin. Crush is available, but the Rocket Barrage goes on first. Big crit there onto the Gyrocopter. He'll stick up, looking for the Phantom Assassin, but he misses so much. And the Phantom Assassin will survive, albeit barely. It's going to be a 2-for-1 up towards top. Here comes the coil onto Skaba. Bone 7 has an orb, has a rift. Will that kill off this Slardar? It will. Now Boofney's going to come in. Brain Sap is available. Nightmare as well. Wambo's going to try to hide in the trees, though it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Now's not the time for fear, Dazzle. That comes later. For Kaipi, they do end up making it a 2-for-2 across the map. And a couple kills in response. Yeah, losing the Io Gyrocopter, not really ideal. But the trade-off is, of course, you're still getting free farm on Mirana down towards bottom. And Mirana, who's this far ahead, can actually scale pretty decently into the late game. Drums completed with Phase Boots and Ring of Aquila 11 minutes in. Like, she has all of the basic items she could possibly want. I suppose with the exception being a magic wand. But, you know what, with a bottle of stick, you're probably going to be fine. So Goomba need more heroes in more places. And it started that fight off in the top lane decently, but Yeah, for Kaipi, they haven't really even fought with their entire team yet. Like, they haven't really truly been making these aggressive plays, kind of just skirmishes that they've been kind of wandering into. I mean, they've been setting it up as well, but sooner or later, Bone 7 always has his Blink Dagger right now, actually. I was gonna say, sooner or later he'll have his Blink Dagger, and soon he'll look for those, 3-4-man coils, if he can find them, of course. Now, well, they know it's up, so it's not exactly gonna be a surprise. No, they're gonna jump in anyway, looking for Edie. Don't move, Disruptor. Okay, he's gonna be fine, unless Bone 7 randomly chucks an orb. That'll be such a sick play. Just like sensing someone in the trees and just chucking it. Oh, bottom. Looks like Sing Sing missed his arrow. So once you don't land the arrow on Mirana until you get like a haste or something like that, or a diffusal blade, you're probably not gonna get the kill on the darks here. But now Mirana's gonna wander over towards mid. Seems like they're looking for Skabo. Although Mirana is instead looking at the Phantom Assassin, sees everything perfectly. And arrow's gonna fly, will miss, although Puck is coming in. They see Wambo as well. Oh, you don't really want to tango with the Phantom Assassin. Blur is going to make that a little bit too disadvantageous for the Mirana. However, here comes the relocate. They're stuck in the call down. She'll Phantom Strike immediately outwards towards Chill. It looks like she'll completely dodge that. However, she will not dodge the coil. Wambo's going to arrive. Wall is deployed here from Chill, but there's no way for them to keep him in the wall. They'll leap over. Starstorm's not going to connect onto the Phantom Assassin. Now Sing Sing's overcommitted. You pop a drum charge. Has phase boots. Is pretty quick, but he's not as fast as Surge. He'll get picked off. Dominating spree ended by Chill. Kaipi unfortunately diving a little bit too far for that one. They end up losing the Mirana. 4-1-1. You would expect a Mirana offlane to die a couple times. That's pretty much just an acceptable casualty. But yeah, losing a dominating spree because you're just going too aggressive, that one's got a sting. That's going to give Skabo his level 6, and now he's looking for this Boofy Bane. He's going to wander right into him, crushed a little bit late, didn't even realize someone was there. Now the grip, Skabo, your spirit's going to break, and then your body's going to break because the rockets are flying. Slaughter will fall eventually. One more shot, not going to do it. It's actually going to sprint off to the right. Is he actually going to survive here? In the meantime, Kaipi's tugging the Static Storm. He's going to take a hell of a beating right now. He doesn't have any bottle charges. He'll tether back into the Gyrocopter, but he doesn't have enough mana for a flat cannon, or for the call down rather. Now he finally does. He's going to deploy it, which will also wake up Chill. Courier's coming in. I don't really know if that's going to help out the Gyrocopter in any significant way. It's an Ogre Club. That's not bad, but it certainly is not going to be enough. Skabo actually limps out of there. Now Sing Sing has arrived. He already threw out the arrow. He's going to leap forward, looking for some stars. It is going to not be lethal on anyone here, so even if he does cast it, not going to do that much. Are they really going to dive this? Here we go. They're going to go right into the enemy base. However, the Phantom Assassin jumps out of her base. Teleport out from the Phantom Assassin. Silence is not quite there. Not enough damage. Arrow is here from Sing Sing with the Nightmare set up. There's the arrow set up onto Chill. Won't quite be enough to get the kill there. And now, well, they have no Moonlight Shadow. Moonlight Shadow doesn't even do that much versus the amplified damage, but it seems like Kaipi are going to call it quits. A little bit, again, of too much over-aggressive play from the Kaipi side. And Goomba will somehow escape with Skabo, first of all. I thought for sure that was going to be a kill, but the Grave lasting just long enough, apparently. Now, surviving is nice in the Slaughter, but he needs to survive and get farm afterwards, because this Blink Dagger on Slaughter is not going to be coming up for a very, very long time. And Kaipi still have the momentum in this game, even after having dropped to death on Sing Sing. Still really, really wealthy right now, and Bone 7 still has his Blink Dagger. Can't catch up to Bone 7. He's just going to blink away every single time. Unless he, blinks in and overcommits for a coil or something like that, which is possible. That's what we just saw in the bottom lane. Went real deep for a Phantom Assassin, who's very difficult to kill off if you don't have burst magic damage. And that probably means you have to land an arrow to actually land all that magic damage from the Gyrocopter. Again, Puck's damage output magical is not as high as other mid lane heroes. Let's just say Puck isn't the Queen of Pain. So yeah, arrow pretty much has to land if they're going to easily kill off the Phantom Assassin. Otherwise, Blur is just such a nuisance. 50% evasion is just absolutely sickening. And of course there's a Grave behind her as well, which doesn't exactly help. So Kaipi, their aggression is going to be stymied somewhat, taking a little bit of a bad fight. They're going to wander into Bone 7, however. Bone 7 is going to hit with Static Storm immediately and crushed out, amplified, and he's going to fall. It's going to be the Disruptor Static Storm to draw the last hit on that, but Puck just going in the wrong area at the wrong time. TP coming in the bottom lane now. Phantom Assassin going to look to tango with the Bane Mirana. There's a grip here, and they do have okay vision with the ward. Now it's daytime. Here's the Nightmare setup onto Phantom Assassin. Arrow's going to land. Starstorm won't do it with the Brain Sap. It might. No, it's not enough. 2 HP. The Phantom Assassin lives. The Grave will save him. Dagger onto Boofy now, but they Moonlight Shadow away. Here comes the backlines actually relocate in. Is going to kill the Phantom Assassin in the end. Black Cannon turned on. Do a hell of a lot of damage to get vacuumed back into the wall. They're onto Wambo with the Rocket Barrage. That'll kill the Dazzle. He has no more Grave. They do lose their IO in the process. Sing Sing has another arrow right now. Skabo's chasing after the Gyrocopter. Sing Sing, though, has a pretty good angle to help him out. Boofy also still has that grip. Did not use it just yet. It is going to be a 1-for-2 trade. IO for 2. Perfectly fine trade for Kaipi to make, especially since their Gyrocopter, well, if he can get a bottle charge from the Mirana if he actually decides to back off, but Yeah, the wall, the response from Goomba, it wasn't too bad. Of course, not quite good enough. They definitely weren't expecting that relocate, but now here we go. Nightmare set up again onto Chill. He needs to move his gyrocopter illusion, and he will do so. Good micro by the Darkseer, realizing that he had an asset there. Gloom's back on the Mirana is actually not going to do jack all, and now Sing Sing's going to shoot Edie for his missed glimpse. Yeah, if you get hit with that arrow there from Darkseer, or by as Darkseer, you may still survive because you're so tanky, although not really liking your odds. Over towards top lane, jump in, crit onto Bone 7. He does have a coil right now, but he can't get the blink out. Needs to phase shift. He's going to get into the trees, bottle up, but the tower still shooting him. He's going to take that kill. Shaq is stuck in the trees right now, but yeah, he's just going to dig his way out the old-fashioned way by killing everything. Puck going a little bit too aggressive by himself. Probably just didn't expect the Phantom Assassin to make that jump there. And otherwise, you just phase shift and you blink out. Not really a big deal for the Puck. That's what Puck does. Boofney looking for Wambo right now. Smoke is going to break. Grip has a lot of range. So does Nightmare, but it's not quite enough. Bane, unfortunately, not quite quick enough to catch that Dazzle. Otherwise, a straight Grip would have killed off the Dazzle almost completely. Grip into Brain Sap, maybe you get that, but with an arrow to land, especially, you definitely get the kill. It's really weird how Kaipi are like not moving their lanes at all. Like they've swapped up the Puck's positioning a little bit. But for the most part, Sing Sing has not left this bottom lane. And we can see the fruits of his labor on this bottom tower. It is now in deny range, so it is going to be taken down by someone. It seems like Sing Sing will get the last hit there. Easy tower destruction. Goomba just going to sacrifice it. And now for Kaipi, they are going to tighten the noose just a little bit. Whereas ordinarily the map control for Goomba is around the river line. Now it's about at the tier 2 tower line. Their jungle is not safe at all. It's not really reinforceable. And for Phantom Assassin, not going to be a BKB. BKB not stellar versus Kaipi, but it is good enough. It's going to be a Desolator. I feel like this might be a little bit too glass cannon here for the Phantom Assassin. Yeah, she does have to do the majority of her damage, for the team. That being said, she is still only working with 1,000 HP. Not really enough, and it is going to come down to Wee Wambo to actually be there with the Grave every single time, and or the Shadow Wave. Kaipi are taking a pretty nice lead in this game. Given the Phantom Assassin's late game, this lead is not going to mean that they're just automatically going to win the game. They need a really good team fight until before that's just going to happen. Mirana's actually going to go for a Maelstrom. Jesus, this courier's loaded. Yasha, Dagon completed, and a Maelstrom. So that's SNY, Dagon, and Maelstrom all on a courier. The value is insane. And that is, of course, really nice for the Kaipi side. The Goomba side, in the meantime, get a Blink Dagger Slardar, which, of course, isn't as brute force powerful as everything on this courier. But still being able to Blink Crush and keeping that a secret to the Kaipi side may just be enough for the Goomba side to take a good fight, or perhaps even two. As these items on Kaipi are good, but they're not like explosive Blink Dagger good on the Slardar. Still, I would say Kaipi's items are a little bit better. They're looking for Chill now. Sing Sing has a pretty good angle. Bone 7 also with the Blink Dagger. Can they insta-give a Darkseer? He has a Blink Dagger, so seems like that's really unlikely. Level 3 Vacuum, level 2 Wall, and Chill has been landing really good walls so far. If he can continue to do so, punishing Kaipi for diving deep, Kaipi will eventually have to reserve a Nightmare and or Grip for this Darkseer, and they really don't want to be doing that. Again, you want to be saving those for the Phantom Assassin, if at all possible. Chill. I think the Darkness is your ally. Oh, they're going to find Puck, actually. Did not realize that Puck would be spotted there. Puck should have seen them coming with the illusion. That's why I'm just surprised that happened. Now we have called down onto Chill. He's going to drop him super low right now. Arrow has already been committed. Chill will survive. Teleport out. Glimpse back onto the Gyrocopter. Jump in for the Phantom Assassin with the amplified damage. Lots of minus armor on the Gyrocopter, but Sing Sing's now in a good position to sit there and do damage. Arrow to land on Phantom Assassin. Needs a couple more shots. He's going to miss twice. No, he's going to miss only once. Gets the kill in the end. Relocate should bring the Gyrocopter back. They don't have a Puck, but Goomba need their Phantom Assassin so much more than the Kaipi side need their Puck. The push should continue. It's going to be a glimpse back. Gyrocopter, unfortunately, not going to join the fray. But Sing Sing's still here. He has a Maelstrom, so he's doing some pretty decent damage, especially when overcharged. Wee Wambo going to show his face. Boofney has a Nightmare and a Grip. Going to charge on forward. Who does he want? Seems like he wants Edie. If you can get in range, Nightmare's there. But the Mirana's a little bit too far away. Boofney charging forward, just going to get them a little bit scared. We'll throw an arrow just to, again, scare him. Blink forward, Vacuum Wall onto 3. There's absolutely no follow-up to that. So I like the play there from Chill in theory if he had Slardar right in position ready to crush, but now Wall is down, now Vacuum is down. Somehow the freaking Disruptor is able to grab a Blink Dagger, which is certainly nice at killing off Bone 7. If you can keep doing that, that'll be fantastic. Bone 7 at a certain point might need to get a Yule Scepter and might be regretting that Dagon purchase, although this Dagon is mostly concession to the fact there's a Phantom Assassin on the field. They really had to focus down this gyrocopter, but gyrocopter is so huge at this point. 2,600 gold on top of already Sanyasha, Helm of Dominator, which is already a really good amount of gold to have on gyrocopter just with his kit alone. If his gold said 0 right now, that would still be really good, but of course it doesn't. So Kaipi again are starting to tighten the noose, and it seems like they're going to stack up a little bit of Ancients. Seems like Bisa should be able to clear that one out, especially with the Demon Edge item now picked up. MKB completely negates Blur. Over towards the mid lane though, Bone 7 was left behind. He's gonna get dropped immediately. Bone 7 not on the same page as everyone else. Like, if you're doing this, you expect your puck to not be here. Generally not a good place to be. And that being said, Kaipi, yeah, they lose their puck and that sucks. But they do gain an Aegis. And that might just be a little bit better. Double life on Gyrocopter right now. Again, this Phantom Assassin needs to stay alive in these fights, but oh, it's not looking good. They're going to crush in onto Boopney, crit him down. That's a big hit, but now the arrow and the call down to the Phantom Assassin will get graved up. Doesn't have a Phantom Strike to actually get out of here just yet. Sing Sing is right on top of the Phantom Assassin. Is going to get the kill on Phantom, and now they're on to Scabo. He's going to Blink Crush, kill off the Io. And now he's on the chase, or on the run rather, because Sing Sing's right on his ass. Arrow is available. Is it even needed? Sprint is going to amplify a lot of this damage. Sing Sing, Arrow is there. Don't blink into it, Scabo. Okay, he's not going to, but here comes the puck. Has a coil. We'll drop it, and Scabo's now going to get zapped down by the Dagon. They lose their Io, they lose their Bane. That's the upside of having a Desolator, a Phantom Assassin. She does a sick amount of damage if she's able to get away with it, and this time, unfortunately, she's not able to. Again, she needs a BKB or any sort of health item, ideally a BKB, if she's actually going to get those kills and actually get away with it. Because, yeah, you kill off the supports, but the heroes that you're not killing off, the Gyrocopter, the Mirana, hell, they're not even taking that much damage in these fights because Goomba really just can't find a beat on them. If they get the Blink Crush initiation onto Sing Sing, yeah, the Mirana's going to crumble. I mean, it's drums for HP, and 1,000 HP, 1,100, not bad. But, yeah, Bane and Io, those are the easier targets. Actually, Io, really bulky. But now Mirana, yeah, she's still not going to go for a ton of HP. You really do need to go for damage if you want to be a damage dealer as Mirana. You mix in like a Manta style or an Eye of Scotty, but that's about the extent of your survivability as this hero. Yet Maelstrom is the pickup. So going to be punishing the Goomba's right-clickers, Slaughter and Phantom Assassin. Suddenly don't really want to be right-clicking anyone. Static charge damage, it's kind of subtle, it's kind of sometimes hard to see, but it does add up very quickly. Not to mention the fact that there's, bare minimum, a Hyperstone built into this. So yeah, Sing Sing now has a Hyperstone. And that in and of itself is good enough, since, well, more lightning, more fun. Now for Goomba, it just seems like they have to get a good team fight going. Again, that's really the biggest strength of their draft compared to Kaipi's, the ability to, land a good Static Storm, vacuum everyone back into it, put up the field, and then have Phantom Assassin clean house afterwards. Because her fragility is not going to be super important once there is initiation on their side. They're going to find Boop Glimpse from right back. Crush is going to miss, but it doesn't matter. Bane will eventually fall. Looks like PA is going to grab that kill. The reinforcements are right around the corner for Kaipi, but Chill is going to intercept them. Moonlight Shadow just timing out now, and Bone 7's got to be super careful. There is a Blink Crush available here from Scabo. He's not going to find an angle, and looks like the orb is going to hit onto everyone else. Give Bone 7 good intel, but he's going to get glimpsed right back. He will dodge it for a little bit, but he will pop out into a Static Storm, and you'll get obliterated afterwards. Poor Puck. Phase Shift doesn't save you. Only Snowball saves you from Glimpse. Don't really know why that is, but that's just how it works. Kaipi lose a handful more heroes. Again, these aren't really the style of kills that Goomba really are the best prepared for, but kills are kills, man. It doesn't really matter how you get them as long as you do get them in the end. And once their Static Storm comes back up online, once they have Slaughter, who's really ready to go in once again, maybe a BKB for himself, then they can actually start to look towards the more higher priority targets. Killing off Pucks is certainly nice. No one's going to say otherwise. Oh, Chill, though, is going to tag with an arrow up towards the north lane. And now he's just going to get chased down. Surge, I mean, he's going to run pretty fast. Not fast enough. Now Phantom Assassin's going to jump right in. Sing Sing has already used his leap right now. No crits here from the Phantom Assassin. She's super unlucky there. She gets the crit. But now here comes the Gyrocopter, buzzing him down with the Rocket Barrage. Phantom Assassin to fall immediately. MKB doing its work there. Scabo's going to force staff out of there. He will get out just fine, but trading Phantom Assassin for the Mirana. Still fine for Goomba, but they can't afford to lose Scabo here, taking so much damage because he sprinted. Call down is here, he'll get out of it narrowly. But unfortunately, the Dazzle, he was left behind. Looks like he was gripped up and brought down. And they're looking for more. Bone 7's going deep right now. He's going to coil Edie. He doesn't have backup here. He doesn't have an orb to get out, or an orb to get the kill. There we go. Bone 7 manning the hell up. Yeah, he's not really going to have to deal with that much. There's only a Blink Crusher from Slaughter, who's going to dodge it even. Kaipi They lose the Mirana, but what they gain is so immense. That was a 1-for-4 exchange across the map. Fight recap, why are you so useless? And not only that, they're going to grab a tier 2. Not only that, they still have the Aegis and the Gyrocopter, and they're going to put a lot of chip damage into tier 3. Again, the only real hero they have to fear are Darkseer and the Phantom Assassin. Slaughter at this point isn't really going to be a right clicker pretty much ever. I mean, Assault Cuirass will help him a little bit, but for the most part, he's just a centaur on wheels. Very mobile, very useful as far as helping the Phantom Assassin get those kills, but actually getting killed himself, not having big vacuum wall crush. That's the combo we're looking for. Static Storm, though, not up because Disruptor's dead. They're going to turn around and lose the Aegis and the Gyrocopter. They will also lose the Puck. Second missile going to come in. Nightmare's going to actually save him from it. Skaba will just get picked off. Now here comes Mirana. She is back from the dead. They're going to glimpse back the Gyrocopter. He's going to put up a fight. Decent one. He will kill off the Dazzle. And now with Mirana coming in, Chill will die to the lightning proc of Sing Sing. Now they're going to rejoin the fight with Io and Bane. And Mirana still has that arrow, still doing a hell of a lot of damage. Boofney doesn't have a grip, but he does have a nightmare. Can't quite find an angle there. Phantom Assassin, Disruptor, those two heroes can mount a defense here. However, if they do decide to go and one of them's going to get nightmare, double buyback instantly from Goomba. They can't quite get in fast enough. Glimpse back onto the Io, I believe. Yeah, you're probably going to get him, but they're going to lose Wee Wambo. Tied the arrow, will grave himself in just a little bit. He will survive. They lose the Bane to a big crit. Vacuum back on to come with me. Another big crit's going to get the Heroin Dealer a double kill. As Sing Sing just going to pounce away from there. He'll be fine. He'll Zoidberg out of there. He'll slip away. 1,700 gold on top of that Yasha that he just picked up. They go in for the smart objective, Kaipi, knowing that, Goomba, they probably have some buybacks. They do force them out, and they do pretty much trade buybacks. For their support's lives, which is fine for Kaipi, as long as the Mirana is getting away, as long as their cores are escaping. Which, some of their cores have been dying. Gyrocopter can't really afford to man fight up against the Phantom Assassin until he gets a Satanic. Then he's going to be good to go. He'll win almost every single time. But Bone 7, he might get Blink Crushed right now. No phase shift in time. Arrow's going to come through, which will connect. But this Puck is far from tanky. Killed off within the duration of 1 crush. I don't think there was a bash there. It's 2.5 seconds to get that kill, and Phantom Assassin can do that. And now she has her BKB up. So Phantom Assassin, her threat level is going to increase a lot. Problem is she has to deal with this Gyrocopter now, and Gyrocopter at this point with MKB doesn't really care too much about the fact that the Phantom Assassin has BKB. Like, yeah, the Rocket Barrage and the call down damage is still useful, very useful in fact for the Gyrocopter, but it's the MKB right-click war that he's going to be interested in. And I don't think he can win it if he's amplified up. It's going to be very close. Of course, amplified damage versus overcharge, and of course, IO healing. Not really sure who gets necessarily the upper hand there. I want to say it's pretty close. And of course, it is going to come down to RNG. How lucky are you feeling, Phantom Assassin? Did you get 5 crits or 6? You feeling lucky today, punk? Oh no, Bone 7, don't go back up there, man. He's going to throw an orb, so Goomba know exactly where the Puck is. And they can't glimpse him back, but what they can do is just go ahead and kill him again.
Dire's top tower
Should have Blink Crush land. Bone 7's just dead.
Dire's structures are
I want to say crit or no crit. They'll see Skabo though, so no initiation there. They'll take down the tower, easy peasy. Desolator minus armor on the buildings. Always gotta remember that is how it works. Even though Phantom Assassin really just wants to use that Desolator to kill heroes. Forgetting structures, so be it. Bone 7. The orb is gonna be spotted, I think. But Bone 7 is, again, super mobile. Mirana is here. She is not super tanky either. Should she get jumped by the Phantom Assassin without leap available, Mirana might just crumble. It'll be a little bit easier for Sing Sing to escape should he grab the Manta Style soon, but over towards bottom lane, grip onto the Heroin Dealer. Here comes reinforcements. It's Mirana. However, they instantly lose the Bane. BKB now pops on the Heroin Dealer. They're going to go for Come With Me, but also Visa's here. Call down is going to be deployed. Will not do any damage. Glimpse back is going to put Come With Me in Static Storm. He should survive. Jump in. Back from the Phantom Assassin, but she can't get that kill. In the meantime, Bone 7 gets to the back lines. Throws a coil onto 2. Arrow's going to split the wickets right now as Gyrocopter's just going to charge in. Trying to go for the Heroin Dealer. He'll blink out of there, but the Dazzle doesn't have that luxury. He'll fall. The field goes up, catches Sing Sing. Will it save Edie? Looks like the answer is no. Missile's also chasing after the Phantom Assassin. She'll blink into her base. Gem on the deck. Bone 7 not going to take his time to grab that. Skabo's going to go ahead, grab it. But the tower's now in a little bit of trouble. Bone 7 going to set up a Yule combo. Here comes the arrow. Skabo's going to get hit squarely by that. No crush follow-up to this wall. Sing Sing wants in, shouldn't want in. Take the big crit to the face. They'll orb through, cancel Blink Dagger. Skabo is going to find a blink anyway. Has a crush, is not actually going to use it on anyone here. The Puck is going to dodge that dagger and will just start running away. Everyone's going to live. However, Kaipi are coming in from the backside with a call down onto Skabo right now. Chill's going to jump right into it as well. This Slaughter taking way too much damage. He'll lose the gem again. And now Phantom Assassin. Oh, is she going to walk into this arrow? No, she'll dodge it. She'll jump right over it. Come with me, though. Is not going to die to the Phantom Assassin. they'll zap him down, and I was actually going to grab the kill of all heroes. Everyone on Kaipi are really messed up right now, but they're alive, and that's what matters. As long as they're alive, they can do damage. They've already taken down the entirety of mid lane. Seems like that was what the Gyrocopter was doing in the middle of that fight. Now they're going to go down for the bottom lane. With no Phantom Assassin, no Slaughter, they need a vacuum wall into Static Storm. Problem is, those tools are not up yet. Problem is also, this Gyrocopter is a Satanic. He's just going to turn on the Flat Cannon and do so much damage to everyone. We ramboed down to half HP without the Gyrocopter even trying. Mirana's going to get relocated back, jump in, coil onto 2, Bone 7 may give his life to do that, but I'm pretty sure he's going to set up for all 3 of these heroes to die, because Gyrocopter's right on top of the Dark Sea. He'll annihilate him. Now call down into the fountain. This is what I want to see from Kaipi. They're going to dive it, and they're going to get away with a lot of HP, although the field is going to catch him. Gyrocopter will get buzzed down by the fountain. No, the aggro's actually being pulled off by Boofney. Now Sing Sing's going to draw the aggro. Is he going to fall? He gets glimpsed back. Glimmer not going to save him. Kaipi end up losing a hero in the fountain. But you know what? They're 2 racks ahead, 32 minutes in. The score is, you know, the 23-33. Don't read too much into that, guys. But Kaipi are in a decisive lead in prime control to win this game. 20k in gold, 12k in experience. This Gyrocopter is absolutely out of control at this point. Like, I don't know if Goomba can actually kill him off. Once the Satanic comes up, yeah, it's just not going to happen. Maybe if you get 2 consecutive crits with amplified damage, you could just insta-kill him. Maybe. Again, I'm not really sure how likely that is to happen, especially when Gyrocopter completes this butterfly. Then you might just miss more than you're critting. Shit happens as Phantom Assassin. She is nowhere close to an MKB. Instead decided to go for a Vlad's. Not a bad item to have on Phantom Assassin. In fact, it's a very good item to have on your team with a Phantom Assassin. Whether or not it's on PA is, you know, it almost doesn't matter, but it's not really going to help her up against the Gyrocopter. Will help her versus Bone 7. Man up, PA. Get in there. You know, fall back. But Kaipi are in no rush. Aegis is available for them. They took the earlier Aegis without any stress. In fact, Gyrocopter can actually kill off Roshan by himself now. What the hell's going on with this bird? He was stuck. Yeah, the Gyrocopter can go right into the Roche pit, kill him off, grab the Aegis for himself, drop the TP, because you don't need a TP in this case. But it seems like they'll just move in with everyone. Again, play it as safe as possible. Goomba's strongest point is still the fact that they do have vacuum into Static Storm into wall. And the vacuum walls have been really good. It really just is the fact that they haven't had the Static Storm or the Crush to follow up with. If they did have that in these past couple fights, I'm pretty sure they would have at least 1 additional set of racks to survive, but it's a little bit too late for that. 2 racks is down. Now Aegis claimed by the Gyrocopter most likely. Drop the TP, there you go. And they're going to smoke up even. Kaipi are playing this textbook. They're playing as if they have no racks taken. But of course that's not the case. They don't really have to be doing this. They could just, you know, ball up over here, doom push, or slow push up the top lane. But landing an arrow, man, that's how you end this game in style. And for Goomba, they have to make sure not to lose the Phantom Assassin right now. She is all alone. She does have a BKB TP. However, up against double MKBs, no guarantee that that actually works. Plus grip, which will make it always not work. They're going to Moonlight Shadow in. They know that there's a sentry here. However, no, now they're spotted. That's a little bit awkward. No, they're actually not spotted because of smoke still, so they were double invis. But yeah, I don't really know what Kaipi's game plan here is. Arrow. Ooh, Heroin Dealer is going to dodge it. Shaq will be fine. But yeah, Kaipi, someone's drawing it. Who is it? It's Beast. He's like, guys, can we just end this game now? Can we get on to the next one? And I think that's the correct move. I mean, again, it's just a slow push. There's no Battle Fear on Phantom Assassin, so Mega Creeps should just mean the win. Phantom Assassin actually is a really good hero at holding a Mega Creeps, but it's not good enough. Just not good enough because no one else really has anything. If they had Slaughter with another, 10k net worth, sure, they would have a much better shot at actually taking this fight. But it's just the Phantom Assassin and the team fight. And as long as Kaipi keep their positioning tight, as long as Bone 7 doesn't get insta-killed because he's walking into tier 4s, he should be okay. Blink forward, coil onto 2. He's going to keep him here now. Here comes Boofney. He's going to look for the grip. Arrow's going to completely fly by, but the Phantom Assassin, she's going to get gripped up. Brave super early. She still has her BKB, but in the meantime, this is just a distraction because Kaipi are going for what matters. They're going for the objectives. Range racks and melee racks at the same time. In the meantime, well, Puck's just playing with them. Vacuum wall into Static Storm. Finally, it's actually going to happen. Gyrocopter does have the Aegis, however, and he's going to lose it first. He does have a Satanic as well. Mirana's still very healthy. They're going to lose so many heroes here, Goomba. Buyback on the PA and the Darkseer right now, but here comes the call down. Phantom Assassin's going to jump right in. Is going to kill off Sing Sing, and then is going to try to race with the lifesteal, but it's not going to happen. This Gyrocopter hasn't even used the Satanic yet. Gets a Butterfly mid-fight. Wambo's going to try to TP back. He'll even get interrupted out of that one to add insult to injury. Dazzle to fall. Chill's still alive, but for how long? Can they get him? No, they can't. He will survive. but the Ancient will not. Again, you can't really expect the bottom lane for the Kaipi side to go that well that often. But I really do think it was the success of the bottom lane that forced Goomba into an awkward position. They were kind of like looking for answers by going for that super aggressive play on the 3-hero gank on top. That didn't really work out, and then they were just like, well, what the hell do we do now? We can get a couple pickoffs with our burst, with our static storm, whatever that's up, but aside from that, Kaipi just absolutely demolishing Goomba. 36-minute win, 10-3-16 on Gyrocopter, 13-4-14 on the Mirana, but really it was the supports that set up almost every single one of those kills, especially early on. Guys, I'm Mikelorus. It's been a pleasure casting this game for you. This is a best of 2 series, so they have one more game to go. We'll see if Goomba can bounce back and grab themselves 1 point from this BO2, or if Kaipi are going to grab themselves 3 total after all is said and done. Again, I'm Mikelorus. It's been a pleasure. I will be right back for game 2 between Kaipi and Goomba.